Today's story is about the family she never told me about.
I don't usually post stuff like this, but I can't shake the feeling that I'm being watched. Every night, every hour, and I need to get it off my chest before I start losing my mind. 3 months ago, I moved in with my girlfriend, Claire. She lives in this old, sprawling house on the outskirts of town. A house that looks beautiful during the day, but something about it just feels off. At first, I brushed it off. Big house, older architecture, creaky floors, the kind of place you expect in a quiet neighborhood. I was excited. New chapter, fresh start. After the mess of my last apartment, I wanted normal. Peace. The first time I noticed something strange, it was subtle. I walked into the kitchen to make coffee, and out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw a figure in the living room. Just a shadow. But the moment I turned fully, there was nothing there. I laughed nervously, telling myself it was just a trick of the light. The next evening, we met her family. Claire's parents, her brother, and a cousin who I didn't even know existed. They were welcoming, almost unnaturally so. Big smiles, perfectly timed laughter, but when I looked closer, their eyes felt wrong. Too sharp, too calculating. And when they looked at me, it wasn't like they were seeing me. They were looking through me. Dinner went fine, too fine. Claire's mom kept complimenting me almost obsessively on tiny things I had no idea mattered. Her dad asked me a lot of questions, but each one felt like a test. Her brother sat silently, grinning too wide at nothing. The cousin, a tall man with pale skin and dark hair, just watched, constantly. After they left, Claire apologized. She said, I know they can be intense. I laughed, trying to brush it off, but something in her eyes made me pause. A flash of fear? Or guilt? The first night, I barely slept. Every creak of the floorboards sounded like footsteps. Every whisper of wind against the windows sounded like someone speaking my name. Then the incident started. Little things, small, unsettling details. A chair in the kitchen would be moved slightly when I returned from the bathroom. A glass on the counter would have fingerprints I didn't leave. And the house, it felt alive. The air shifted when someone entered the room, even when the place was empty. One night, around 2 a.m., I woke up thirsty. I padded down the hallway to the kitchen, barefoot, trying not to wake Claire. As I passed the living room, I froze. 4 silhouettes were standing in the shadows. Claire's parents, her brother, and the cousin. They weren't moving, they weren't whispering, just watching. Their heads tilted slightly, like predators observing prey. I ducked behind the wall, heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I counted. 1, 2, 3, 4. They didn't move. I blinked, and when I looked again, they were gone. Just gone. I told Claire the next morning. She stared at me, wide-eyed, her hand gripping my arm. I didn't see anything, she whispered. You probably just dreamt it. Stress. It's okay. But I wasn't dreaming. Over the next few days, it escalated. The house itself seemed to change. Doors I'd never opened before appeared. Hallways stretched farther than they should. I walked from the kitchen to the bathroom and suddenly found myself standing in the guest bedroom. And always, their eyes. Even when I turned quickly, I could feel them on me. I tried to leave. I really did. But every time I walked to the front door, the hallway seemed longer, the exit further. And at night, I started hearing them. Footsteps that didn't belong to me. Whispering that wasn't my own. Soft, dragging sounds along the carpet. One night, I woke to a tapping at my bedroom window. My heart leapt. I grabbed my phone, flipping on the flashlight. Nothing. Just the shadows of the trees swaying in the wind. I exhaled shakily, telling myself I was being paranoid. But the tapping continued. Light, deliberate, from outside, on the glass. I peeked through the blinds. One figure. Claire's cousin, I think. But his face, it was pale, almost glowing. His eyes black holes. And he smiled. That same wide, unnatural smile. I ran into Claire's room shaking. "Did you put him there?" I demanded, but she just stared. "I told you, nothing's there. Go back to sleep." I couldn't. Not that night. Not ever. Then, I found it. A door I had never noticed before, at the end of the hall. Faint scratches on the wood, like fingernails. And inside, a room. A room filled with photographs. Not just of Claire, but of me. Photos taken through windows at night, in the hallway, in my sleep. Some were older, some from that night. I didn't even know they were taking pictures. I ran out of the room, heart hammering, and when I turned the corner, 4 figures standing there, watching, smiling. I don't know how much longer I can last here. I try to convince myself it's paranoia, but the evidence is everywhere. Their eyes, the whispers, the shadows that move when no one is around. And Claire, she isn't helping. Some nights she stares at me with that same fear I see in myself. Other nights she smiles with them. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they'll do, but I know one thing. The moment I step outside, they are watching. Always watching. And I don't know how much longer I can hide from them before it's too late.
That night, I decided I couldn't stay in my bedroom, not alone. I grabbed a flashlight and started exploring the house, trying to find a place to hide. Every closet, every basement corner, every attic space, I checked. But it was like the house itself was alive, moving, shifting. Hallways stretched farther than they should. Doors led to rooms that didn't exist yesterday. And I kept hearing it. Whispers, footsteps, soft thuds, always behind me, always near. I found another door. This one was hidden behind a bookshelf in the living room, a door I had never noticed before. I opened it slowly. Inside, a small, dimly lit room. Walls covered with photographs, hundreds of them. Every photo taken from my perspective, my life, my routine. Some from months ago, some from just today. And in every photo, they were there, watching. I felt my stomach drop. The realization hit me like a freight train. It wasn't just the family. The house itself, every corner, every shadow. It was a trap, and I was the prey. I backed away from the room, heart racing, but then the lights flickered, and I saw them through the hallway in the reflection of a mirror. Claire's family, the tall cousin, her brother, her parents, and Claire, standing still, grinning. Their eyes, empty but full of intent. I turned to run, but the hallway wasn't the same. The door I entered from, gone, replaced by a wall. I screamed. The whispers turned into voices, hundreds of them overlapping, screaming my name, taunting me, laughing. I ran blindly, trying to find any exit. Rooms changed as I passed, hallways twisted. Every door I opened led to another hallway, another room, another trap. I could feel their eyes everywhere, even in the walls, behind the furniture. I saw shadows move before I even knew I was looking. And then, I heard it. Claire's voice. Calm. Perfectly calm. "Jared? You can't leave?" I spun. She was there, at the end of the hallway, smiling, the light from the ceiling casting long, unnatural shadows over her face. Her eyes were black, not pupils, just darkness. I tried to back away, and the others appeared behind her. All of them, silent, grinning, watching. I don't know how long I've been running through this house. It feels endless. I feel trapped, like it's alive, like it's changing just to keep me inside. And I know I will never be safe as long as they are here. And the worst part? I don't know if Claire is really Claire, or if she's just another piece of the trap. I can hear them outside my bedroom door now, moving slowly, waiting, watching. I don't know if I'll make it through the night, but I have to try. Because if I don't, I know I'll never leave this house alive.
I don't know how long I've been awake tonight. Every sound makes me flinch, every shadow feels alive. I keep telling myself it's just my imagination. But deep down, I know it's not. Claire is asleep beside me, or pretending to be. I catch her staring into the darkness of the hallway sometimes, her eyes wide and unblinking, like she's expecting someone to appear. And then she looks at me, smiles, and whispers, "It's nothing." But I know better. Earlier today, I tried to leave the house, just for an hour. Run to the store, take a walk, maybe get some fresh air. But as soon as I stepped outside, I froze. Across the street, on the corner, were the same 4 figures, watching. Not moving, not talking, just staring. Their eyes, that's what makes my stomach twist into knots. Their eyes are too still, too knowing. Like they can see every thought I've ever had. And when they look at me, I feel exposed, naked. Like they can reach inside me and pull out every secret. I tried to walk past them, nothing. I tried to cross the street, nothing. And then, like a reflex, they moved. Slowly, deliberately. Their steps synchronized, unnatural, as if they were strings being pulled. I ran, but the streets didn't feel right. The houses were too close together, the sidewalks seemed narrower. I turned the corner, and the street I knew should have led to the main road wasn't there. Instead, a narrow alley, dark and suffocating. I ran down the alley. I could hear them behind me, not footsteps, something softer, a dragging sound, like claws scraping the concrete, a low whisper, my name, Jared, Jared. I spun around, nothing, just shadows, but the whisper didn't stop. It followed me, always. I ducked into an abandoned lot, breathing heavily, trying to convince myself I could disappear if I just hid. And that's when I saw it, a figure in the distance. Claire, or at least it looked like her. She was smiling, standing perfectly still, holding something. I squinted. What was that in her hand? A camera. She raised it slowly, taking a picture, and then she vanished, just like that. My mind raced. She's part of it. She has to be. The way she watches me when the others are around, the way she smiles when I panic. I ran back home, heart pounding, sweat stinging my eyes. I slammed the door shut behind me and locked it, and for a moment I thought I was safe. But I wasn't. The tapping started again. Light at first, almost polite, then harder, urgent, from the living room window. I peeked through the blinds. 4 figures, standing in the yard, watching, not moving, not talking, just staring. I don't know how long I stayed frozen there staring at them. My phone was in my hand, but my fingers refused to dial 911. I couldn't. I was too scared. Then they moved, slowly, one step at a time, like predators circling prey. I backed away, tripping over the coffee table. My head hit the wall and I fell to the floor. When I looked up, they were gone. The yard was empty, but I know they didn't leave. I can feel them, watching, from somewhere, waiting.